Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole Spohr, and today I'm sharing a rainbow decorative edges card featuring the Spellbinders May 2020 Small Die of the Month Club Kit Stacked Decorative Edges. This awesome kit comes with many decorative edges. I chose to use two of the dies from the kit to create this repeating thank you rainbow border. While this design is very simple, it's so effective. I love creating rainbows out of die cuts, and I love how this thank you works so well on the card. I went ahead and die cut a bunch of the thank yous off camera and went ahead and layered them together. Here are the dies that I'm using. After I adhered a thank you, a darker thank you, or one color of thank you, I guess I should say, to the lighter rectangle, I'm going to go ahead and use the scalloped edge border at the top and the bottom. I like the scallop as it kind of breaks up the thank you and gives it a little bit more of a feminine flair. It also really helps make the design fit the card a little bit better. These dies are 4 inches long, and there really wasn't room for a final thank you on my card front where it was going to fit really nicely, and so I opted to use a decorative border to finish off the top and bottom instead. So I've simply alternated my thank you. I used the frame and the thank you die. Those are the ones you see right there, and that rectangle perfectly fits back behind the die cut phrase. And I've used a rainbow of Fun Stampers Journey cardstock here, bubblegum, watermelon fusion, candied apple, orange creamsicle, pineapple smoothie, lemongrass, cool pool, and turbo teal. When I get to the bottom, I'm going to finish with my second scallop border. And here's the card front. From here, you can basically do any sort of design. The other great thing about this particular card, it comes together really fast. After the die cutting, it really just takes minutes to put together, and you can create all kinds of different effects. I even think like ombre type of looks would be really, really cool here. So I wanted to do a small sentiment stamped and embossed on black cardstock and then embellished with a few flowers to finish off my card design. So the flowers and leaves are all from the May 2020 card kit of the month, all the little things. I've used this throughout my May projects this year. I die cut those off camera, and I'm just going to set those aside for a minute while I grab a thank you stamp set from my stash. I opted to use the Simon Says Stamp Thanks and Encouragement Word Mix stamp set in coordinating dies. It's going to stamp a whole group of sentiments on your cardstock all at once, and then the die also die cuts a whole bunch of shapes all at once. So you end up with really more than what you actually need for a card, but I love that because I just hold on to them, and then I have lots of little sentiments that I can use for cards later on. I used a powder tool first to help keep the white embossing powder right on the stamped phrases and hopefully not migrate elsewhere. I love how a bold white sentiment looks on the black cardstock. Once I have this heat embossed, I want to let it cool for a minute and then wipe away that excess powder with a dry microfiber cloth. You can also use a paper towel or a dry Swiffer cloth, something like that. You just want to make sure and remove that excess powder, as it kind of ruins the whole look if you don't. I love these sentiments. They are really so much fun. Now the great thing about the die that coordinates with these is it's going to die cut a bunch of shapes. And I've played around with several of these after I got this die cut, just to kind of see the shape I liked best. I ended up going with a small strip, but I think the round script thank you would have been really pretty, which is kind of where what I had planned on first, and I just kind of changed my mind. Any of the other small strips would be really cute, or you could even do a group of several of them, and you can see how they all pop out because this is one single die. It just die cuts all of these little pieces all at once. So I'm going to grab my background and then just kind of play around with the different elements. I love how the black looks against the rainbow. I think it really showcases and shows up really nice. And here's just kind of a little idea of all of the things, different ideas of what you can do. The little flag banner would be really cute. I'm going to take the stylus tip on my tool-in-one and kind of round the center of these flowers and then layer them together. And I'm layering 2 big ones together and 2 small ones together. And they're going to kind of frame up the sentiment on my card. The thank you in the background, while it is a sentiment, this is more of a design element than the actual sentiment for the card, if that makes sense. So it all kind of ties together. It's okay to overlay the flowers or different elements over the top of that, as it's just going to kind of help reinforce the thank you feeling of this card. Next, I'm going to pop up my sentiment with a little foam adhesive, and then I will layer my flowers together and tuck leaves and other greenery around that to frame it up. And I purposely kept my flowers white to really be showy against the rainbow background. I did do greenery for my leaves and the other little branches, but I kept the flowers white, and then of course the bold black cardstock with the white sentiment shows up really nicely. I'm going to use some tweezers to easily and quickly pick up all of these little pieces and tuck them around. I'm going to have kind of 2 bigger branches. There's going to be a bigger grouping on the right and then a smaller grouping up on the left. I purposely did that. I kind of like to have it a little off center. And with our white flowers, we're forming a visual triangle. So a large and a small over here on the right and a small over on the left. We're going to tuck in the little darker leaves. I did do 2-tone it for my greenery. So the longer sprigs are lemongrass, and then the little individual leaves are Fresh Forest Fun Stampers Journey cardstock. All of the cardstock used on my cards today is Fun Stampers Journey. It comes in a beautiful rainbow assortment, so pretty much any color you could need. Once I have my flowers attached, I'll add some little crystal gems to the flower centers, and my rainbow decorative edge thank you card is all finished. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this rainbow decorative edge card featuring the Spellbinders May 2020 Small Die of the Month Club Kit Stacked Decorative Edges. The supplies I used to create my card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Spellbinders Club Kits that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a new card making video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.